the measure of the task. These young men are now legends.
Very welcome to my show. I'm going to get straight to the point. This is one of many videos to come, hopefully, before France this summer. I'm going to talk you through every player specifically, and this program has come to the wall, Wayne Hennessey. But before that, I'm just going to go through some of the Welsh players in action the previous weekend. Hope you enjoy. Feel free to share and like. And I'm going to start off talking about Bailey, the man who played 90 minutes for his team Real Madrid against Manchester City, a draw 0-0 in the Champions League semi-final, the first leg. Bale, he was quite dangerous. Ronaldo not playing, obviously that creates space and more creativity for Bale. Everybody who's watched a Real Madrid game knows how isolated Bale is when Ronaldo is playing. Most passes go straight to Ronaldo, who usually ruins the upper building of the game. I and many others feel that Bale is far more dangerous and more passes should go to him, really. But that's the way it is. But he got to show some of his skill. Absolutely unlucky not to get a goal. Had a good free kick and a few good runs, honestly. But Madrid wasn't creating that much. Good defending by Madrid, and the whole team defended, and I guess Bale hopefully gets to get a goal in. He hasn't scored in Champions League yet, so I hope he'll get that in before the Champions League finishes. Obviously, it would be a massive result for Madrid to get to the final once again, and it would be good to see Bale in action. But honestly, I wouldn't mind if they get knocked out. Then he gets a bit of a rest before the Euros as well. So I'm not that worried. I'm just want him to play well, stay injury free and all that. But all in all, he had a good game, and he looks in shape. He looks in form and needs to continue to train and stay injury free. That's mostly important. Otherwise, this weekend we had Tom Lawrence coming on as a sub for Cardiff, who eventually won 2-1 the game. We also had David Cottrell, who got in a really nice goal. Hasn't scored in 7 months, I think. He scored for Birmingham in the 1-1 draw against Huddersfield, I think. Where actually Joel Lynch scored as well, who I think has got 1 cap for Wales. Otherwise, I'm going to try to get some visuals in this video as well, so it's not only me talking. So hopefully, when this is uploaded, you get to see David Cottrell's free kick while I'm speaking at the moment. We also got to see Jonathan Williams coming in, starting he was, for MK Dons in the loss against Brentford 1-4. He got substituted out of 55 minutes, but it's always good for Johnny Esther to get a bit of game time. Is very important for him, I think. He's that kind of player, like every player who needs game time, and always happy to see him in action. Sam Vokes played for Burnley. From what I heard, never got to watch the game. From what I heard, he didn't have a great game, but it's always good that he's come back from an injury, so it's always good he gets a few games before the Euros, and I feel that's important for him, and hopefully he'll get a few goals in, like he has done previously this season. For his confidence, it's very important. We also saw Bradshaw play for Walsall in the win, and that's important. No goals for Bradshaw, but hopefully he'll get a few in, and hopefully Walsall will get promoted, which could be a massive boost for his confidence. But he's also a player who's unsure if he will get to the Euro squad, really. So he needs to get scoring a bit. He needs to score a few goals now before the season finishes and take his chances. We also saw Dave Edwards, who's also come back from injury recently, get to play for Wolves, and that was... I think he played the whole game, actually, which is very good, coming back from an injury recently, and all I can say there is that he's really fighting for his spot in the Euros. He scored the other week, I think, as well. Now he's continuing to play and really trying to impress on Chris Coleman, like every other player. But you can see Dave Edwards' determination coming back from an injury and wanting to play straight away, coming back very quickly. And who knows? He could be a goal-scoring threat from the midfield coming in. He could offer something different, and he's been around for a while. And if he stays injury-free, he is a good player. But it's a tough squad. It's only 23 places, and we'll see who gets there in the end. Joe Allen also played 90 minutes against Villarreal in a 1-0 loss for Liverpool away in Europa League semi-final first leg. Good for Joe Allen, who's got a lot of praise recently, getting to start finally under Jurgen Klopp, and he's got to play quite a bit recently, both coming in and both starting. And honestly, I watched that game and I think Joe Allen's got a great movement, always in the right place. Unfortunately, he had a quite big miss where he could have scored. And if Joe Allen practices on his finishing, he could be a proper dangerous midfielder, because he always seems to find the pockets where to be. He finds the spaces and all that. Joe Allen, I think he's going to be a massive player this Euros. Massive player, the way he's grown lately, and he's really fulfilling his potential. Also another man in action, Ramsey, contributing for Arsenal, getting back playing. Also had a bit of an injury spell a while ago. Back, always good, always delivers. He always, I think Ramsey's the player who always delivers. I think he always plays well for both Arsenal and Wales. But of course, I think he could offer more for Wales. Looking at the games and looking at the statistics he gets for Arsenal, he could of course contribute more to Wales because he's got a good capacity, and hopefully he'll get options to show that during the Euros or World Cup qualifications later this year. Other players in action, Ashley Williams had a terrible game against Leicester. Same for Neil Taylor really, but can't say much. It's not these two players who make the team really. It's the whole of Swansea who's hasn't been great this season at all. Been really bad, really poor. And Leicester, who are just continuing firing for the Premier League medal. And Ashley Williams had a terrible mistake, obviously. Some people might have seen it. Can see if I'll get it up as a video here. But otherwise, he's still the man. He's still the captain. Everybody makes mistakes, and hopefully, he'll grow from that. He'll learn, and he'll get a bit of confidence before the Euros. But he's always confident when he plays for Wales. It's like he's a different player nearly. Even though many people say he always plays well for Swansea, I think he takes it up another level playing for Wales. He really does it very well. I'm really looking forward for that. Neil Taylor, good getting game time obviously, but he looks a bit knackered as well, so could do with a bit of rest after the season is done before stepping in for the Euros. Andy King, I think, got substituted in Leicester's 4-0 win against Swansea. All is good. Andy King, as it looks now, will be the Welsh player going in with a Premier League medal to the Euros. Who would have thought? Not many. So great achievement for Andy King obviously, and he'll be a really good contribution in the Euros. I think he can offer something from the bench, and hopefully he'll be a good substitution for Ledley, Allen or Ramsey when they're tired. We also got early weekend. We got Paul Dummett, who played in a 2-2 draw against Liverpool, who's also got to play a bit lately after also having a few injury problems, and Newcastle, who are playing a lot better under Rafa Benitez. It's a great achievement for Paul Dummett, who hasn't had much game time for Wales, and he's still fighting, and he's actually in a chance to get a Euro spot. You never know what could happen. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below, tweet me. Just let me know, because I'm always interested in discussing Wales and discussing those matters, and that's what matters. Paul Dummett could be a good contribution for Wales. Good left back. I think he also could play central. Good defensively. Doesn't offer as much offensively, but always good in some games, and now he's taken it up a level, and he's a player we should look out for, and a player who could actually grab a spot without playing so much for Wales during the qualifications. Other players, think that could have been any more players. Don't know, really sure. I think Wayne Hennessey played. The man himself, Wayne Hennessey, played for. Who did he play for? Yeah, he plays for Crystal Palace, obviously, we know that, but who did they play against? I think they lost it, didn't they, Crystal Palace? Trying to have a look here on my computer if I can find anything about Wayne Hennessey. Last game I can find for Crystal Palace. Let's see here. Type him up. Wayne Hennessey. The program is about him, really, so we should have a bit more information about his latest game. His latest game was Sunday, last Sunday, playing against in a 2-1 win against Watford, and he played the full game. All is good, getting game time, and he seems to, had a little dip a while ago, but now he seems to get back confidence. He kept a clean sheet against Everton, against Norwich as well, so always good for the man who surely will be starting for Wales, and who we will be talking more about now, because he's one of the key players. He's played all qualification games, keeping 7 clean sheets in total, 2 clean sheets against Belgium, 2 out of 2, and 56 caps. What else can be said about Wayne Robert Hennessey, who's a magnificent player, born 1987, who played a massive part during Wales qualification for France 2016, had his debut 2007 against New Zealand. Actually, cousin as well, read a bit about this earlier on when I tried to get some more information. Cousin to Terry Hennessey, who earned 39 caps for Wales between 1962 and 1972, which is always funny to hear, who's been playing regularly for Crystal Palace this season. And he's been impressive, at times. He had a good, I think he even won Goalkeeper of the Month at some point before Christmas. And then he had a bit of a dip, as we spoke about, but now he seems to be coming back. And if he can keep the form he had for Wales during the qualification, if he can keep that when playing for Wales in the Euro, he'll be a massive, massive player. Wales got a good defence, really, really good defence. And then with a good goalkeeper, that could really seal games, winning with Bale up front, offering something else. And then you got these defenders and the goalkeeper Wayne Hennessey, who's really good communication, good tall lad, gets up, grabs these ball, throws them out. I think against Israel he even had a long shot out. Not sure if it was him, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he had a good shot out which Bale then lately even headed then to Ramsey, who scored a 1-0 goal against Israel just before half time, earlier in the qualification away against Israel. So he's a big player, and been playing 35 appearances for Crystal Palace this season, including the FA Cup and the League Cup, which is impressive. And Wayne Hennessey, he's one of the 3 goalkeepers Wales will bring, and he will be the man starting. I think we all know that, if not for an injury, anything else. He's got Danny Ward behind him and Owen Fon-Williams, and Danny Ward just got a debut lately for Wales, recently for Wales, and Danny Ward, who has impressed him, but we'll talk about him in another programme. But otherwise, it's quite sure we all know the goalkeeper's place in the team, and we know that Wayne Hennessey is the starting player, which is good. It's good to know who's in charge, who's in goal, who's going to try to keep these clean sheets for Wales and organise the defence and all that. So for me, Wayne Hennessey will play a massive part in the Euros, and I think that that he gets pressure from players like Danny Ward. I think it's just good, but mostly important for Wayne Hennessey. He's a player who thrives under confidence, as we could see in the Euros. When he had a few clean sheets, he continued to make massive saves against teams like Bosnia, Belgium, and so on. And then that's what he did for Crystal Palace as well this autumn, and just before Christmas, and then a bit of dip, but I wouldn't say too much. Crystal Palace defence isn't too good either. Obviously, he had a few mistakes, which I've seen, but that happens to everybody, as we spoke about earlier. And what I think now is mostly important for him is that he gets this confidence when he goes in, no matter where Crystal Palace ends up in the Premier League when it finishes. When he gets into Wales, that he gets this confidence, and that he knows that Wales are a good team that doesn't let in many goals, and that he will continue to do that and continue to organise the defence, continue to deliver long shots up to be able to create quick counter attacks with Robson Canoe, Bale, and so on, and also that he will make these terrific match changing saves. That's very important. And I think that mostly important for this is that he, what's I gonna say, that he he makes these, like I've seen a few highlights from him earlier this season. We'll see, maybe I'll get a few up actually, but that where he denies Mesut Ozil from a close range, where he made this crazy double save against Southampton a while ago. That he makes those when the defense leaks or when the opposition is too good and breaks through the Wales defense. That he makes these terrific saves that will be so important and that will be match winning, game changers like so. We all hope for good and fit Wayne Hennessey, and that was about it for this episode. I think I hope you enjoyed it. It's my first talk, first episode about this series that I really want to make, because I love talking Welsh football and I want to see more Welsh football everywhere on Twitter, social media, YouTube and all that. And I think it's just up to us supporters to gather around and spread what's out there and talk, discuss and create a Welsh hype. I've been around for a while watching the Welsh teams, and I know that with huge interest lately, it can only grow, hopefully, and massive qualifications later this year as well, apart from France. But France is the main topic now, and I'll be going through a few more players before the Euros, just to talk, get a bit updated whether y'all have they got game time or not this season, scored any goals or kept any clean sheets and all that. And also, if I make weekly updates, I could go through the Wales players who's got game time earlier in the week and all that. So also a big thank you for everybody listening. Please feel free, share and like and all that. Comment below, please discuss, tell me what you think. And as I said, sorry for any mistakes or any mis-sayings. Please correct me. This is my first time doing this, so please let me know what you think, what could be improved and all that, and just contribute really. And out there, just want to send a message all out there, keep on fighting, keep on trying to get tickets for the Euros. There are some available, I know. Check, get it together, and keep the Welsh spirit high, together stronger and all that. Me, that was all from me. Thank you for listening once again. Hope you want to listen again. Thank you.
Du trodde allt var lugnt, men är det safe? När de kommer runt ditt hörn.